This is Dawn.
Little tongue flick when she went to approach me. I don't like to bang while she's on.
Yeah, she did. I appreciate it. She is apprehensive.
Mm-hmm. I like that she's slowly making her way straight over here to me, though. She's definitely gonna look to her person for more social support again. Or orient to people naturally, not just specifically her person. And I like that even though she's a little apprehensive, she's still very curious. She's still very eager to explore. So her level of hesitation could be just that it's an off moment for her, or she was particularly sleepy when you picked her up, because sometimes that affects things.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's very exploratory, and I've got salt on my fingers from those nuts I was eating. That weirded her out when she slipped. I don't know, at this level of curiosity, I don't know that she's really, is she normally more timid or lower confidence? She strikes me as just
not like I haven't seen her like that, but I have seen her like recoil when like loud banging happens,
Yeah.
something like that. So she's always been more.
She doesn't.
She always had a bigger reaction to things, but then she would recover from it.
She doesn't strike me as quote unquote fearful at all, so much as just less self-assured. Like, she's probably, my guess is, and again, nice social reaction to the dog, tail wagging, approaching, butt sniffing, and she loosened up a lot. So, which goes to what I was going to say, she may be a dog that just needs quite a bit of social support.
Oh, and also from this letter, I have somebody who is taking it home too.
Oh.
So that might be also an interesting thing to consider. Which two maybe?
Which two would go well together? There's pluses and minuses to that with her. On the one hand, I would worry if she went home with a puppy from her litter that she would be overly dependent on that other puppy, so they would want to be sure to do a lot of one-on-one work with her, and which is true anytime you take home two puppies from the same litter, but particularly with this little girl, so that she doesn't become overly dependent on that. Whereas with an older dog, her relationship's just going to be different. I mean, goodness, once you warm up, you warm up, don't you?
Oh my goodness.
So she'll be less.
And you know what?
specific.
If you were in her, if you came into the puppy area where she would be the first one to greet and the first one to do this.
She's the most enthusiastically affectionate, for sure. So she's very sweet. I really feel like a lot of that she can be coached out of that with time to a large degree. She just needs the support to do it. So advantage to taking her home with another puppy from the same litter would be that is kind of hardwired in, that social support. She already has a relationship with that puppy. She's going to refer off of that puppy already. You just want to be sure to give her plenty of one-on-one socialization and work so that she doesn't become too dependent.
I think this home is prepared. This is going to be their second set of two dogs.
So they
know the routine. They know to train. They're already setting up 2 areas for them in the home. So my advice to them was to, first week, 3 days to a week, have them together so it's not too much stress. But once they settled in, is start separating them.
Yep, totally. And you're just going to want to be particularly mindful of that with her, because she's going to need that to not become too dependent. But at the same time, you're also going to want to strategically put her with the more confident puppy or the more confident older dog or whatever, so that she can learn from them, because she's also going to need that. So it's just, with her, it's just a matter of strategy of when you do one and when you do the other, and just being mindful to do both, if that makes sense. That's a really short explanation of something that could actually be pretty complicated, but
Yeah. But she's very affectionate.
She's very
and,
affectionate,
and she's
very
just
sweet.
cuddly and sweet. Puppy.
yeah, she's just gonna be a low-key easy puppy, I think. She has tons of curiosity, so I think there's a good chance for her to become more bold as she gets older and has more life experiences and learns from another dog and her person. But I don't think she's gonna be one who's gonna do super well with experiencing new things on her own. So like when you take her to the vet, I would take the other dog. When you take her to the groomer, I would take the other dog. Let her have backup when she's young as much as possible. And then when you want to push her on her own is when you know it's something she can handle. So it's maybe the second exposure to something, let her go by herself. Or the third, eventually have her do things on her own. But when there's a chance of her being a little uncertain or overwhelmed, your life will just be a lot easier if you use that social referencing to your advantage, because it's there. So it's more a matter of strategy than it is like a prohibitive thing, if that makes sense. It's just knowing when to do which option. She's chewing on my ear, but not hard.
You're gonna have very clean ears.
I am. She's working hard on this project, but she's being very gentle. So she's not a dog that I think is going to be super mouthy or super pushy really in any way. And she's going to be soft. So, you know, when you're training and working with her, it's going to be way more a matter of raising her confidence than trying to, you know, like quote unquote discipline or whatever. I think she would take anything like that. It would just crush her little soul because she's so soft and sweet.
I wonder if she would be more confident, like, now that she made friends with you.
Probably, yeah. And if I'm gonna, in a second here, I'm gonna put her down and then walk around, and I think she'll follow me. It was my guess, and she'll be a lot more confident. Just want to make sure that we're totally good first. This is very cute. She said, "I like that game. That was fun." You're so cute. She's very interactive too. Like, she took that as a game and is trying to figure out how to play it with me. And she enjoyed that. She enjoyed the interaction of that. So she's gonna be super sweet, mushy. Like, you're gonna have a great relationship with this puppy. Oh my goodness. She's gonna be one of those puppies that everybody's gonna love just because she's gonna be so sweet and cute and fun. Puppy, puppy. Let's go for a walk.
Does you shake off?
Yeah. Yeah, and now she's bolder. Get off this stuff. What is all that? Look at this game.
Oops.
Oh, another person. There's more people, I know. Yeah. Yeah, when she's got that social support, she's very different. She's much bolder, much more comfortable, and then you get this cute little wiggly, excited little puppy. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Her whole, like, I can even see from here that it's her whole, like, everything changed about her.
Yeah, she's much looser. She's
Yeah.
much happier. That's what she needed. And that's super good to know. Whoops, sorry, you moved too fast. I thought you were over there. Okay, let's play a new game. What do you think about this game? Got some stuff here for you. Oh, it smells good, huh? She says, yes, it does. She likes food. What's interesting is, too, she's not even looking at this as a problem to be solved at all. She's she's not really thinking about it that way. She's just wondering where the food went. So that now she's thinking about it more. That was intentional. Girl, I'll let her do that one more time. Now that she's learned that. Oh, what she learned, she's learned. So she's not a super big problem solver, and the advantage of that is she's less likely to get into stuff around the house, and not as likely to be as persistent when she does try. But
she gets sidetracked so easily.
Yes, she does. She gets sidetracked easily, and when she couldn't get to it, she came back to me right away. So she's already kind of forgotten about it, and she checked in with me. So she's gonna be easy in that regard. I think this is gonna be a really easy puppy to live with. Honestly, there's nothing. She really likes food, which is nice for training, but she's not overly pushy about it. She's not persistent at all. The second she doesn't have access to it, she gives it up. But she comes back to me to get it, which is the other thing that we're testing in this test. So this is a great contrast from the other puppies that we tested. This is what we are looking for in regard to what I call partnering, which is just the dog's innate desire to, or understanding that by working with a human, we can accomplish a goal together. And in this case, it's getting her the food out of this little tub. She's immediately coming back to me and being like, hey, can you fix this for me?
So every time she does come back to you, you definitely give her some food because you're wanting to foster that relationship.
Yep. Because that makes the dog way more trainable. So when you have the dogs that don't come back to you, they're more independent workers. So if you're
like the first one that
Yeah.
was just trying to just do it and
Do
never
it
really
herself.
came back.
Yep. Never came back, never looked at me to solve that problem. If I want a dog that, like nose work is a great example, that I want to be an independent worker to do a job on their own, then that's the criteria I want to see. I want to see that they're gonna try to solve it on their own rather than come back to me. And when you're doing scent work exercises or competition, the dog's in charge. You don't know what the smell's doing, so they need to be independent. So independence is a quality that we really foster through training and everything else. But those dogs are going to gear themselves more that way naturally. Whereas a dog like this is going to look to you for backup, suggestions, help, instructions. They're a dog that's going to want instruction from you. So it's going to be harder for them to make decisions and do things on their own. They're not independent, but they're going to be very receptive when you want them to do something or when you give them instructions. So this puppy is probably going to do better with receiving a lot more information from their handler. So, for example, if you're taking her into some place where she's not sure about what's going on, you're probably going to have to talk her through that, but she'll also be more likely to find things like obedience cues helpful and reassuring because she wants to know what to do and she wants you to tell her what to do. Whereas the more independent puppy, you know, in a situation like that, assuming that they have enough brain bandwidth and they're not so caught up with processing all of it to sit, you tell that puppy to sit there, they may or may not be inclined to do that because they're not looking to you for instructions. They're not asking the question,
Right.
So she
how
would,
do you want me to handle this situation?
would this puppy be good, like if somebody wanted to do like rally obedience
Yes.
tricks, that
Yes,
kind of stuff?
stuff like that, yes.
And not necessarily
Agility,
alert dog,
Right.
because they need to be able to do
Like
it
for
on their
certain,
own
like a
and
medical
go
alert?
get,
Yes, yeah, because they need to make up their own mind.
Yes.
So for a medical alert dog, I would be looking for something a little in between because they have to be human oriented in that way enough that they will respond to training and they will take cues from you. Whereas a super independent dog's gonna be like, hey, you're having a meltdown, who cares? I'm good, I'm over here, I'm doing my own thing. So you need one that's a little that way, but also has that ability to go think on their own and go do their own thing and override you, because also, depending on the human's personality, with a medical alert dog, you might need a dog that's pretty pushy because you might be inclined to ignore them. So they have to have enough independence to push through that, but also enough connection to be paying attention to you in the first place. So you're looking like, if you put it on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being this puppy who's super wanting that feedback from the person partnering, versus super independent who's like, I don't care, I got my own thing going. For an alert dog, you're going to want anywhere from like 25 to 50%. Does that make sense? Rather than like 50 to 100. For a dog that's going to task for you in the sense of like mobility retrieves or something like that, you want a dog more like this. because
Right.
you're going to give them instructions and they're going to be happy to follow it.
Exactly.
Or for, again, like
Mhm.
nose work, scent work type of things, you want more on
Yeah.
the independent side. For rally, obedience, tricks, stuff like
Like
that, you want more on the human oriented side.
Yeah.
Therapy, you're going to want more on the human oriented
Mhm.
side for the most part. Independent dogs can also make really good therapy dogs, but they go about it a different way, not the traditional therapy dog.
Yeah.
It's just a different approach. So yeah, it's like with everything, it's not a good or a bad. It's just a what do we need this dog to do, and what are their natural inclinations that support that, or that you're gonna have to work through.
I find it interesting that she's like really wanting to interact with you, and she's kind of chewing a little bit on the toys and here and there, but like she's more like social.
Yes.
She's going from the dog to you, and she's like you're saying, like she wants that interaction. She's not as she doesn't really pick up
she
toys,
doesn't
and she
care too
doesn't.
much
Yeah,
about- yeah.
you probably, if you will play with it,
Yeah,
she probably
then
will
she
play
would-
with you.
She'd be way more interested in it because it's the interaction that she's actually wanting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to make her really easy to train. Conversely, she's going to be probably less good at self-entertaining. Again, but we're thinking she would do really well in a home with another dog, and as easily as she's going and interacting with that other dog, that's not going to be a problem because she'll just go play with the dog if you're not interacting with her. But even when I'm offering her the thing, she'd rather have my finger. The one thing I would work on with her is alone time from the beginning, because it's probably not going to be her strong suit. And she needs that alone from you and alone from other dogs, because every dog needs to be able to tolerate staying alone, and some dogs just struggle with that more than others. And I don't think that's going to be something she's going to love.
No, she will. She will want to be with you, on you,
Touching you.
Yeah.
She is clingy. She is the definition of clingy.
Yeah.
And that's great because she's going to be really sweet. And like all things, there's a plus and a minus.
Hey,
to
if
it.
you want a dog that sits in your lap while you work,
here's
you
your
know,
puppy.
that's your puppy.
If you want a dog that's going to leave you alone while you work, probably not this one. Unless you have another dog for her to play with. And she's pretty equally balanced between her dog orientation and her human orientation. So depending on her household,
She's gonna tear up your.
channel. Oh, these are pretty indestructible. That's why
Okay.
I wear these for temperament tests. They always like them, so it gives them something to play with, but they're pretty tough. You've survived a lot of puppies. Let's see what you think about the smells. She's very curious about the smells, but she also let it go. So it's not a scent work prospect. You're right. This is stronger, I think, than when I put it in there.
Yeah, and I think
Should've
that's
let
why
it
they're
air
just
more.
kind of. There's so much
There's
scent
so much, yeah.
that they're not really like. They're not doing what we think they should be
Yeah.
doing.
Because it's
Because she
clouding
is
a
curious,
lot.
like she's really like looking, but she's not looking. Like a lot of times when we use stuff that was really like weak,
Yeah.
they would go in and they'll like plant themselves into the
Right,
jar.
but this is
Right.
so strong that they're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Like because I know that's when I was sitting there and I opened the container from how far I was from Desiree, and my nose like is like I don't.
And theirs
And
is
it's
ten
I
could
so
smell
much
it, yeah.
more sensitive than ours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's curious about it for sure. And now she's working the scent a little bit more, and then she got distracted. But I mean, she most dogs can learn to do nose work because dogs are just so inclined to use their nose as a species. But she doesn't have, if that's something you really, really, really want to do and do well, she is not your best prospect.
Right. If you want to be competitive with it,
Yeah,
she's not the one.
She's not the one. She would have fun doing it because nearly every dog does, but she's not the one for competition for that. I do want to try the umbrella, but I'm not sure about the can because I don't want to overwhelm her. The umbrella's a little safer.
Do we want to do a stranger before we do scary
Yes.
things?
Yes. Let's do that. Me. Although she responded really well to I accidentally jingled the thing just then. She registered it but didn't care overly much.
Yeah.
She sees Sue. Who's that? You want to say hi? She says no. I'm good. Come here, Joey. I just want to see if I get her moving what she does. What about it? Okay, I would approach a little bit more and maybe like kneel down like here and talk to her, talk to me. There she goes. Yeah. So super social, but I like that she wasn't like immediately all over Sue. Again, she's just gonna have a really nice like. She's just soft. She's a soft, gentle puppy, soft, gentle approach to stranger, friendly but not overwhelming. But I bet if we had had another puppy who was super friendly, she'd have been all about it.
Hello, yes, you're so sweet, you are very sweet, yes you are, yes you are, you want to get back on?
She's really cute.
Yay!
I think she's gonna be one of those dogs that everybody's gonna like in her family, in her social circle. Everybody knew that she meets once she gets to know them. Everybody's just gonna like this dog. She's just a very likable dog.
Yes, hello.
And I really think that this bubbly, more confident side of her can be built up without too much difficulty at all.
I mean, we here, 20 minutes.
Right, exactly. And we've got a really
in a
different
new
puppy.
environment with a new person, and we introduced a stranger, and she's like, "Oh, cool, I love it." And
Yeah.
from how
she
apprehensive she was when she came in, if this is
And now
like,
she's going with Sue. Over to see Carl again.
and like this is truly a new environment. I don't think there's like
Hey, baby.
once puppy goes home, like, and they're not gonna experience like this level of
Right.
novelty.
We intentionally make this
Right,
super
because
stressful.
they're going to socialize, they're going to go, different places.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I see all of that.
She's
just
like ready
I-
for. She wants me to pick her up.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's nothing here is a red flag. The only, the stuff that I already said. Just I do think she would do really well with
I
one
know
or
you
more
want me to
other
pick you up,
dogs.
I can tell. I'm
Just
sorry.
make sure she gets enough work with other confident dogs to naturally just let
Yeah.
this build up, and enough work on her own so she doesn't become overly.
because overall, I
That's
think
it.
she's like environmentally confident.
Yes, she is. It's just that lack of
Yeah.
self-assurance.
yeah. Look at now. She's jumping over
Yeah,
that
she
now.
jumped over that. Thinks that she slid.
She's all over
the
Carl.
dog.
Yeah.
She grabbed the little things on the tunnel. She's it's not the
see
environment,
her.
it's her natural inherent level of self-assurance.
Okay.
And I think it can really easily be built much higher than it is when she came into this room.
Yeah.
There was one other thing I was gonna say about her. I forget what it was.
And we want to do the
Umbrella.
scary
Umbrella,
things. Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to remember what the 4 things that we know are going to be inherently scary, like the vet, like the groomer. This is a puppy I would do a lot of happy visits with. So using the vet as an example, first time she goes in there, I would make it a happy visit, and I would have her go with a dog that's very comfortable in that environment, or the other puppy in the litter that's more confident, whatever, with a more confident, more outgoing dog. The second time you take her, I would take her by herself and make it a happy visit again. Have her meet the same people, go through the same rooms, see all the same stuff the second time, and I would do that 2 or 3 times before you ever have her in for doing anything unpleasant. And same thing with the groomer, and same thing with anything else that you know is going to be inherently overwhelming for her. Make your introductions soft like that. First round or 2, give her social support, and then do another round or 2 with her doing it on her own and it still being fun. And I think she'll get over it with no problem. But that is an extra step I would take with her. If I were to take her home, I would do that just because it's going to make life easier for you in the long run. I don't think she has to have that to be okay, but I do think if you put that little bit of extra effort in, you'll get the payout will be there. Good puppy. Come here for a second.
What was that? What was that?
She's smart enough to know it was my hand that did it.
What is all that?
Yeah, environmentally, that's not the problem. But she's looking to me. She wants to know what I think about this thing and what I'm going to do with it. If I ignore it, she's going to ignore it. If I play with it, she's going to play with it. I mean, this is not a difficult puppy. There's no major concerns. It's just be strategic in how you do things, and you'll make the long term. It'll pay out. She's really cute. And I'm guessing, honestly, as up as she is now, I could probably do the noise can.
I bet you could. I was thinking that too. I think.
Yeah.
I found her.
What was that?
Again, she knows I'm the one who did it. So she's very socially aware.
What is it? What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh, what is that? That's a scary thing. It's scary. I know. I know. Yeah.
She says, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. But she's not totally turned off. She's still a little like, maybe?
But it does put that sharp noise does put her out.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
been consistently her.
Yep. She doesn't love those loud, soft
Yes.
noises.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, like most puppies with that level of sensitivity, she's gonna do well if she's either just completely thrown into and immersed in an environment that is consistently noisy, like a city. She'll adapt because it's not gonna have that contrast. It'll
Yeah.
always be noisy, and then she'll get used to the noises that way. Or she's just probably gonna do better in a quieter home environment. It's the contrast. It's we're at this level of noise, and then all of a sudden here's this new noise. That's what's getting her. If it's the inherent noise, like there's machinery across the street right now, and she's not caring. So it's environmental noise. She's like constant environmental noise. She's fine. Environmental contrast does catch her attention, but she's not overly scared by it either. So it's not to the point that I think it's a problem. Just something to know about her. She's a little sensitive with it. Yeah.